Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Monday, my friends. Happy Labor Day. Happy Bitcoin is the same price as it was yesterday day. What's going on, guys? I had a wonderful Labor Day. What about you? Bitcoin, however, kind of had a boring Labor Day, if we're being completely honest. And alts, even worse. But that does not deter us from making life-changing wealth. Because the red is the best time to buy. Everybody knows. Of course, none of this is financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to smash the like button on your way in. Subscribe if you're new. Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, welcome, welcome. Sound off in the chat. What's going on? Waterfly, John, Tom Selleck, Scout, Dave, and Big Dog. What's going on, guys? Oh my gosh. What is this? I don't know why it says that. I literally turned the ad blocker off. I don't know what else to do. You can't make them happy, man. I'm telling you, they're trying to extort me so that I can pay for their stupid app. I'm going to start using the charts on CoinMarketCap or something. Oh, man. All right, guys. Bitcoin 108,707 and 17 cents. A lot of wicks to the downside, liquidating some bulls in the process. A lot of people are scared right now. Which is interesting because we haven't even seen how bad it can get. Look at how thin this looks now that the weekend is over. They've removed all of our shackles, the chastity belt of trading, and now we are free to do as we please. We do have liquidations to the upside, 108,786. 108,786. Waterfly said, neighbor yelled at me for walking around with my penis hanging out my boxers. Told her to stop looking. Damn. Damn, I was not expecting that. That took quite a turn. I can't believe she was looking at your penis. 109,673. That's good stuff. All right, and then to the downside, we got, that's not a lot, but 107,013, we'll put it there. I think the bulls have been liquidated, man. That quick wick on the 4-hour took them all out. Now there's nothing but upside. We got big liquidity at 109,835. I'll put that on there as well. Regardless, we're going to be stuck here for forever. Bitcoin dominance, 58.6. Ben Cowan is tripping out right now. He's telling everyone on X that he was right for the 14th time, even though he was also wrong 14 times. John said, what kind of root? He redacted it. Never mind. I think he was trying to take Waterfly's side, though. So, Bitcoin dominance. We got dump, side, dump, side, dump, side. Is it going to dump soon? That'd be kind of funny. Because Ben Cowan is definitely looking for this to make a new local high, at least. So dump would be really comical. He would have a panic attack for sure. Bitcoin, 108,682 and 1 penny. John said, what kind of rude person stares at you when you're walking around in your boxers with your penis out? That's what I'm saying, man. Messed up. You should have called the police. You should have called the police on her. ETH is down 2.07% on the day, currently trading at 43.01. This entire episode is ruined already. This entire live stream is just completely destroyed because of Waterfly's penis. Okay. Oh man, the ad blocker again. I'm going to refresh. I don't know why that keeps doing that. It's literally, I have ad blocker off. It is off on this website. It cannot work on this website. ETH is down 2.09% on the day, currently trading at 42.9968. We touched 4240 and even almost got to 4200, but it didn't quite make it there. And we got a nice wick right now. We do have a bearish crossover the moving average and the RSI, which is pointing to more downside, and our momentum wave is also pointing to the downside after receiving a red dot yesterday. So we'll see where that takes us. Tom Salkscott said funny because I was walking around with my labia hanging out, and my neighbor said the same thing to me. Dang. You guys are out of control, man. Your neighbors are messed up. So what we have here is, in my opinion, a head and shoulder, a breakdown, a bearish retest confirmation, and a continuation. I'm looking for 4165 is going to be my halfway point. Maybe even a little bit less, honestly. That 4240 might have been it. But 4K is my bottom line target for ETH specifically, for breaking down out of that head and shoulder. We'll see if that continues breaking down or if we actually get a real bounce here. It does have the feeling of a wedge as well, which could actually give us some upside if that ends up playing out the way that it looks. But we'll have to watch and wait and see. Sol is down 2.35% on the day, currently trading at 195.91. We lost 200 once, did a fake out above, got back below it again, rejected right here, now continuing to the downside. Whoops. 195.80. Let's see, we're probably going to come down here and touch that blue trend line at least. Otherwise, if we break that, then 184 is in the cards for sure. Total 3 is sitting at 1.01 trillion. 1 trillion is going to be a big point of contention for me for total 3. If we lose that, then 939 probably definitely in the cards. The best situation that we have going for us is the concept that we're in some kind of a ascending something from somewhere. It could be here. I don't mind that, actually. I quite like that, because that means 1 trillion should be our bouncing point. However, the problem with this, it is short-term bullish, longer-term bearish, because of this ascending wedge pattern. That is a bearish pattern. John said some kind of ascending something somewhere. That, I mean, that's the gist of it, man. That's TA. I'm sorry, I'm a little loose today, guys. Waterfly's penis threw me off. It threw me off balance. I did my interview today. I was excited. It went really well. The guy's super cool dude. I'm in the process of editing. So far, I've spent 2 hours editing this interview, and I've gone through 10 minutes of footage, which is crazy. But this is the first time that I felt compelled to edit something. I'm proud of it. I feel like it's something that people actually will want to watch, so I'm excited. Satoshi follower said 2017 1K crypto coin, 2021 Fed rate cuts and stimmy checks. What do we have now? People hoping for alt season. All they have is hope. What was 1K crypto coin? 2017 1K crypto coin. Is that... I don't know what that is. They're talking about doing stimmies with the tariff revenue. So that's potential. We also have literally the M2 money supply making a new all-time high every single day. So regardless of whether or not that's a stimulus, that money will trickle down into the economy and eventually flow into altcoins. The amount of coins in the market. Okay, I understand. Thank you for that clarification. Yeah, I mean, that's a compelling argument for sure, but I do believe that the M2 money supply and the adoption curve, I think everything's on track, man. I'm comfortable. I'm confident. I feel like if it was that much of a detriment to where we were topping out right now and it was all over soon, you said I will come back here when Bitcoin is at 70K. 70K, let's see. I go to the daily. I think if it was really that bad, I don't think people would be developing on blockchains and stuff. I think you're nuts if you think it's going to 70K soon. And I could be wrong. You know, you might come here and say I'm an idiot because I said that you were nuts, which I would more than welcome, you know. But I think 70K is insane. I think at the very least we're bouncing at 90. But I will happily be proven wrong if I am wrong. If I am wrong, I give you permission to come here and tell me that I'm a stupid fucking idiot. All right, let's get back down to the 4-hour time frame. Nobody's developing on crypto. Okay. Okay. Cardano is down 2.1% on the day. We broke below 80, which is not good. We broke out of our little wedge going to the downside. So our target is, what is our target? I think our target's 75 if we're going to continue to the downside. 79.39 at the moment. Down 2.13% on the day. Yeah. Got a bearish crossover the moving average in the RSI. We've been lingering for quite some time, man. This RSI is completely flatlined. Yeah. So it's flatlined on the lower half of the RSI. Not a big deal. We'll see if we hit that 75-cent target. SNEK is down 9.38%. We lost 40. And we're sitting at 35 right now. I'm not a happy camper about this one, but it is what it is. You know, it comes with the territory. Hopefully looking for a bounce, little rebound here and there. We had a similar situation here. We got 1, 2, 3, and then a little curve up, and then it died off. So right now we only had 2 peaks. So I'm hoping for a third, at least some kind of parabolic rise. I would like to see SNEK go up, obviously. It's one of my biggest holdings, possibly one of my biggest. But you're going to have to deal with retraces in time. You know, at the end of the day, that's the name of the game. Oh, speaking of that, I wanted to go to Bitcoin on the daily, and I wanted to measure, because 20% pullbacks is very, very typical in the bull market. So let's measure from the Pico top. I'll even go candle body. I'll do you a favor. 20% down is 100K. Right there. 98, 99. So yeah, I don't see 70 personally. But again, you know, I'll be wrong. XRP down 1.13% on the day. Daily actually looks quite interesting in XRP. $2.74. We are sitting right below 275. Let's see if we get a W here. It looks like it wants to. We got little baby wicks to the downside showing some buying pressure, but nothing crazy. I really wish volume would show up. I don't know how to get volume to display on the chart anymore. I literally broke the chart. Volume. Volume, volume, volume. Status lines volume. A, is that going to work? Right? Click OK. That's got to work, right? Reload. This is done. It's going to... Please don't be on the RSI. The volume is gone. Alright, I don't know how to get the volume back, man. I don't know. 4 hours. Alright. Oops. Man, the sun's glaring in my window. It's making me hot. Alright, so XRP 274.44. If we lose this level with conviction, 257 probably in the cards. We'll see what happens. There's no obvious trend here. We did have a falling wedge, which we broke down out of. We actually broke down and got a bearish retest confirmation after bouncing off 275. Now we're continuing the downside. So we'll see if we get that retrace all the way down to 257. Otherwise, 250 should be a nice hold. HBAR is down 2.38% on the day. 2.21 cents. Currently trading at 21.37. We broke below 22, which we talked about. We got a little baby bounce back here, and then it broke down, failed to retest and get back above. Confirmed a bearish retest. We're getting kind of like a midpoint bounce, but we'll see. Let's see. Gotta take a sip of the chai latte. delicious. Okay. All right. Since Satoshi follower has such conviction in the downside, I'm gonna mark this on the chart so that way we can track it. He's thinking 70K before new all-time high. That's what I'm gonna put. $70K before all-time high above 124474. So we'll see if that hits. If not, well, I'm sure you guys know. We'll see if 70K hits before we get above 124,474. It's gonna be interesting. All right, let's get back to business. Yeah, I don't mind this chart, man. I really don't. We went through HBAR. SWE is next, down 2.4% on the day, following our fractal perfectly, actually. Not this fractal. This fractal was wrong, but my original design, my original drawing, which I wish I would have shorted. That would have been beautiful. But SWE kind of scares me. We got dip, little pump recovery, and then rip on repeat. We got 1, 2, and the third one is playing out as we speak. We'll see if it gets a bounce off the purple trend line. The purple trend line is around, it's right around $3. $3 is our next support zone that we're looking for, our next point of confluence. But if we break below that, obviously we're probably going to 287, 286. 317 current price. We got a bounce off the mid zone, 311. Yeah, we'll see where she goes. I'm liking the trend line, though. The trend line's holding up quite nicely so far. Obviously, there's only 2 points of confluence, but we shall see. Ondo, down 2.56% on the day. We lost 90 cents on Ondo. And that was our neckline for our head and shoulders. We broke below it. We got a retest, confirmation, bearish, going downside. 87.39 current price. We're getting some midpoint reactions at 87-ish. Tyler giving us a guess for the daily close contest. He's saying 108.66666. You know, if somebody wins if somebody's gonna win the $100 daily close contest prize when the market looks like crap like this. All right. Just to screw me out of $100, that would be quite comical, actually. I totally could see that happening. But he said nothing wrong with being bearish. Absolutely not. There is something wrong with saying you will lose all your money, though. That's a little fucked up. So, regardless of whether or not somebody makes a your mom joke, don't tell people they're going to lose their money. That's fucked up. Ondo, down 2.5% on the day, currently trading at 87.43. We got 20 minutes remaining until the daily close contest. Make sure you guys stick around for that. Let's see if we get a bounce off of 84.84. My target for this breakdown, it's going to be a small one. Nothing too crazy. I guess I would go 82, 83. But we'll see. Aerodrome down 6.04% on the day. We did hit our targets, our frugal targets for the breakdown. I believe $1 was our maximum target, and my personal target was $1.10 for my max. But $1 was our max target for measuring the entire thing. So we'll see if we get a reaction off of that. Arrow was incredibly overheated because it got pretty spiced up. You got a bunch of bounces. Ton of confluence on this purple trend line. We shall see if we reach that point. $1 is going to be a really huge point of contention because it's psychological, nice big psychological number. We'll see what happens there. But for now, we're at 107.3, and 104 is our next point of contention. We were oversold for a hot second back here, And we are now lower in price, but not yet oversold. So if we get any kind of reaction, that will create bullish divergence, but that bullish divergence will signal just a ascending RSI and a descending price. So it'll just be a short-term recovery that it calls for. So we'll keep an eye on that. Pinlink down 5.19% on the day, currently trading at 53.17. We broke below 60 again, which we've seen before. Literally textbook, little fake out below, recovery to the midpoint, breakdown, breakdown. It happens every single time the same exact way, every single time. Can't make this stuff up. So we'll see if we get a bounce around 38, 39, 40. Render's down 3.62% on the day. Render is definitely in. There's creepy people out my window. Is that a wedge? Maybe. Sloppy. It's a sloppy falling wedge. Yeah, I see it. It's kind of there. It's still sloppy. I don't really have full conviction in it, but we'll see what happens. We broke below our previous low, so we're putting in a lower low right now on the shorter term time frame. Higher term time frame. Yeah, see, what sucks about render is it literally just always goes right back to this 260 level. And I could totally see that happening again, which is awful. So we'll see what happens though. Let's see. See, no, I don't think this really creates anything for us. Not really. It's too sloppy. Not a fan of it. But we'll see if we get a reaction at 315. If we do continue to the downside, we're at 329 right now. RSI did get a bearish cross over the moving average back on Sunday, and we have since rejected an attempt to get above it. And yeah, it's pointed to the downside. We are oversold on the momentum wave though, on Market Cipher. So we'll see where we go. Down 3.62% on the day. Stellar is down 0.09% on the day, currently trading at 35.25. Little flatline action right around the 35s. See, the last time we were here, we kind of went straight up through this level. So if it does lose this like 35-ish level, it might just go straight down to 32, maybe even past 32. So I wouldn't be holding your breath here. But your RSI is sitting above its moving average, and it is getting a retest right now. So if it bounces, you got potential for some upsides, for some recovery. Your momentum wave, also unconfirmed green dots, and I believe bullish divergence, yeah. So we'll see what happens, man. Polkadot is down 2.06% on the day. We are breaking down out of our wedge, which we've been keeping an eye on. We may look for this being a fake out. I don't know if it can go all the way down to our 333 target. I really don't know. But we'll see. If we get a fake out bounce. See, 333 seems way too far. So maybe look for, it's already halfway there though. 350. I would like to see a 350 bounce. That's what I'm looking for. If we're going to account for this being a possible fake out to the downside. So we'll keep an eye on that, see if that does anything. Otherwise, 333 is in the cards. And your RSI is kind of coiled up right in the midpoint of the lower half. And your momentum wave is entering oversold. So yeah, rebound potential around 350 if we even get to that point. Altcoin is down 6.01% on the day, currently trading at 70 cents. 61.90. 94 is definitely in the cards. I was going to say 95. And let's see. Previously, we had this. You could either call this a inverse head and shoulders or just a cup and handle. Regardless, it was bullish and it broke to the upside. And then you got this harmonic almost. So the question is this going to result in a monstrous move to the upside? We shall see. Can I just stretch this out and cherry pick? Yes, I absolutely can. I am cheating with the Farcoin fractal. We will see what happens. The Farcoin fractal has been adjusted accordingly. So let's see if we get a breakout. I would love to see a touch of 61.9 and get a bounce off of that, and then this thing just explode to the upside. I'm not a big harmonics guy, but people trade them and they trade them well. So when I see the shape, I point it out. CAS is down 2.22% on the day. Potential bounce 76. It's currently sitting at 81 right now. We did break below 82.76, so downside is for sure in the cards. We came below our 88. What is that, a neckline? I'm not sure what that's from. Oh, that was it. So there was an inverse head and shoulders here, which actually played out very nicely. And then we kind of danced around this line, was support and resistance for quite some time. So if we do get a bounce, I would wholly expect some kind of reaction there at 88. But we're currently sitting at 82, like I said. We're going to probably close below 82.76. So 76.29 is in the cards. And our midpoint reaction, we're looking for probably 79.5. We did get a bearish crossover the moving average in the RSI and a rejection after attempting to get back above it. And your momentum wave is entering oversold. Avalanche is down 1.84% on the day, currently trading at 22.98. We're getting a break of our lower trend line, which is part of a ascending wedge, which is bearish, I believe. There might be some confluence or some difference as to when it gets into the pattern. Like sometimes if it goes down into it, then it's bullish or something. It might be a little bit different. It might be bullish. I'm not entirely sure. Usually an ascending pattern ends up breaking bearish. So I'm not gonna look into it in depth. We're at 22.99, breaking below 23.20, and 22.08, probably our target. Bearish cross over the moving average in the RSI. We had a head and shoulders here. It was fugly, just like all the other ones. And it looked like it wanted to invalidate, and then it busted below the neckline. I think Sense has invalidated that, though, with this weird lingering on the neckline. So we're not going to measure the target, but we did break below that neckline, which is also the lower trend line of our trend. And we've rejected and are continuing the downside. So 22 probably definitely in the cards. We'll see what comes of it. This could all be one gigantic bear trap fake out, which would be hilarious if I'm being completely honest. But we'll see. We'll see what happens, man. All right. Down 3.53% on the day for Chainlink. Currently trading at 22.37. Let's see if we get a bounce at 21.67. 21.67 is a really big point of contention for Chainlink. Why, though? I'm not entirely sure. I physically made it a thick boy. I'm assuming maybe it was because this was a previous top from March when everything kind of went crazy. Yeah. So we'll see what Chainlink does around 21.67. That should be a pretty decent area of support if we do hold it. If things get really volatile to the downside, then I wouldn't be surprised if it just blasts right past it. But if we get a reaction, I would look for maybe a bounce, and if we remain bearish, a rejection of around 23. Otherwise, 24.42 would be cool. Flight Fan said, can you say something to make me feel better about JYAI, please? Yes, but I have to look at Re first, or Ray. I'm sorry, Ray, not Re. All right, Ray on base is down 23.24% on the day. Next area of support is 55.56. Look at that beautiful bounce off of 74.54 as well. The points of confluence do come into play. We got a little midpoint bounce right there. Rejection up here. And a little attempted holding of 11.72. Broke below that. Broke below 10.14. Bounced off of 9.35. Midpoint rejection here. Continuation in the downside. Bounce. Midpoint rejection here. Continuation in the downside. Is it going to break straight through that and then bounce and do a midpoint rejection? I don't know. But your next point of support based on previous price action, or support or confluence, whatever you want to call it, it might not be support, it might just break right through it, would be 55.56. So yeah, we'll see if that gets a bounce. It is incredibly oversold on the 4-hour time frame, but again, it's a base coin with a small market cap. decent liquidity. I will say their liquidity is pretty decent compared to their market cap. Usually it's awful. It's usually like 1%. I think this is like 10%, which is really, really, really high, or just under 10%. So you were due for a retrace. It was pretty overheated. Was the retrace meant to be this harsh? I have no clue, if I'm being completely honest. You had a nice slow grind up, so you had plenty of time and room to establish a ton of confluence, which is why all of these lines are coming into handy and actually getting a reaction off of the price. But, you know, that doesn't combat bearishness and copium. So volume's really nice here, which is awesome. You want to see increased volume no matter what's going on. And it seems to be sustaining this increased volume. So your best bet, the best thing that you have going for you right now is the RSI being incredibly oversold, and the fact that this thing had a nice slow grind up, and it seems to be relatively nicely distributed. I will say the buyers versus sellers has gotten better over time as well. So it seems less likely that it's going to continue down. That doesn't mean that it's not going to continue down, though. Less likely just means that the percentage of downside, the percentage chance of downside has decreased slightly. So let's go take a look at JYAI as well. Head and shoulders did nothing. You actually got a rejection, it looks like. Pretty harsh rejection. So anybody that was shorting here got screwed. That was very obvious manipulation, maybe by an exchange, I don't know. So that was in play. What is that ugly blue line? Okay, those are the previous tops. Yeah, so see if you get a reaction off of 1309. Unfortunately, this is playing out very similarly to how it played out before. This fractal is literally this price action down here, but like stretched out to fit in this area, and it's following it very closely. The fractal looks like this, and your price action looks like this. You know, the average is very much there still. So just be careful. You always got to take into consideration the idea that history is, in fact, repeating. Because that's what everybody least expects. Everyone always goes, history doesn't repeat, but it often rhymes. Sometimes history repeats. Especially, you know, on crypto. But you got a potential support zone, potential confluence zone around like 13.3. So see how it reacts there. This is on the 4-hour time frame. You are oversold on the 4-hour RSI, which again, you know, that's not gospel. That doesn't mean it's immediately going to rebound, but typically it does. Volumes increase, looks good. Your buyer-seller ratio is not awful. I mean, it's about 50% sellers versus buyers, but that's distribution, so it's not necessarily a bad thing. And it did just start dumping, so this nice like grinding around is totally fine. And then that fall off the cliff's edge, not great, but a lot of times a fast move is a false move. So there's always copium to be had. Plenty to go around. All right, next we got Doge down 1.65% on the day. We broke below 2202. Back here, couldn't get above it, got above it, rejected 24,130, below, bounced off of the same, I'm going to call it a neckline for now, and seemingly rejected 22 again, twice. So is that a double top then? We kind of invalidated the head and shoulders, which is good. My downside target still stands at 20, and I think that that was a downside target from this head and shoulders back here. So we'll see if that plays out. All of that being said, we are still kind of in a potential fugly wedge. I don't know how great that plays out, if it even plays out at all, honestly. But I guess the bad news is that the RSI is sitting at 40. The good news is that it seems relatively stable. The price honestly has not fallen that much for Doge. They've been holding up pretty good. So RSI pointed the downside, got a bearish cross over the moving average, and your momentum wave pointed the downside as well. Near down 1.27% on the day, broke below 234. We're sitting at 233.9 right now. It's seemingly got a reaction off of 228, which is a midpoint between 221 and 234. Nice wick, potentially signaling buying pressure. Again, on all of these coins where this is a wedge that's breaking down, this could be a fake out, which we've talked about for like the past week, 2 weeks even. It might not be. That doesn't mean that it's going to be, but it could be. Usually a wedge breaks out. The first breakout is the false one, and then it immediately rebounds in the opposite direction. So keep an eye on that. Your RSI broke below the moving average, got rejected, so it's continuing the downside. Your momentum wave is incredibly oversold on Market Cipher, so you got potential here on near. But it'll take some conviction and some bulls to step up to the plate. It is down 1.2% on the day. Pengu's down 1.72% on the day, currently trading at 28 or 0.028. Midpoint reaction, maybe? That's what I would call it, yeah, in between 29 and 25. We'll see if we get a rebound here. We got some nice wicks indicating some buying pressure. Your RSI is potentially gearing up for a bullish crossover the moving average. Problem is, it does look hesitant. So you got bullish, bearish. Are we going to get bullish again? It looks like it's trying. So we'll see what the price action does. Zero said, yo, what's going on, Zero? Appreciate you. Happy Monday, my friend. So yeah, Pengu. Momentum wave also oversold. Let's see what happens. Why does this keep popping up? Go away. Silver is up 2.46%, currently trading at $40.66. Long time coming. This thing has not been above 40 in forever. So congratulations to fellow silverheads. Very cool. DXY, a little slumpy. Maybe giving like an M, perhaps a harmonic. I don't know. MicroStrategy down 1.13 still, or 1.31. Hasn't opened. Tomorrow morning, we will see what MicroStrategy ends up doing. I believe Michael Saylor did buy more Bitcoin today, so that's cool. NASDAQ also looks the same from Friday, and S&P, same from Friday. So we'll see how the market reacts tomorrow. We got bullish news, we got bearish news. Market is very indecisive today. Nice wick on Bitcoin, currently trading at 109.216. Let's see if this bad boy busts to the upside. I'm liking this wick. I'm liking this candle. Everyone and their brother is expecting September to be the worst month ever. Now, that doesn't mean that we might not. I don't know. I'm fully expecting Bitcoin to outperform. I don't know if Bitcoin dominance is going to hit a new high like Ben Cowan thinks, but Bitcoin's probably going to outperform for at least a little while. We are fully also still expecting rate cuts this month as well. So the Bitcoin daily close contest begins in less than 1 minute, so make sure you guys get your guesses ready for that. Bitcoin currently trading at 109, 193, and 37 cents. Looking good. Nice green candles coming into play. Transition to our game stage. Dave said, I'm glad I didn't buy the new Trump coin today. Where is my thingy? There it is. That scared me. Yeah, that World Liberty Finance, dude. People cashed out. I mean, they've been waiting for how long? They probably didn't know that it was locked when they bought it. But also, that seems to be the recurring theme. I don't know why anyone would buy this. The third coin from them. So, ladies and gentlemen, get your guesses in for the daily close contest. What's it going to be? What's it going to be? Cheers, guys. Happy Monday. Happy Labor Day for anyone that observes the holiday. What if I said your thingy in your pants change it? I don't know if you can confirm that, Waterfly. I look like a man. I'm just saying. There was a conspiracy for a long time. I believe you were the origin of it. For those that don't know, Waterfly, he used to send me love letters because he thought I was a sexy Italian woman. We got Mr. Tyler's early guess. Let me get that bad boy in here. 108 666 66. I like it. Then we got Fahid 108 999. We got Tom Selleck's Goat 109 150. Waterfly said, never the pretty though. What? All right, Tyler's making a transition. What's going on here? Why can't I fix this? There we go. Tyler 109 16900. Josh said, hey, let us go. Yes, sir. What if I said I thought you were Polish? Everyone thinks I'm Irish because I have a red beard. I'm like, dude, I can't help that. It's just like a really bright brown. I don't know if I can make you guys see how red it is. It's pretty damn red. But it is brown. It's like a light brown. Zero said, oh yeah, the conspiracy. The conspiracy was my favorite, dude. I like the leading up to the face reveal was a lot of fun, dude. That was so much fun. Because no one knew what to expect. Although there were definitely people who saw my face very, very early on in the Discord, for sure. The videos of me playing guitar. Drummer coming in with a guess. The birds are going crazy. 108, 787.69. Tyler said, I think you're actually Vietnamese under those shit. I don't know if you're allowed to say that. Dave said 108, 990 and 54 cents. Anybody else? Anybody at all? Recognize said, you get me entry? I have not seen your entry. Recognize. You're going to have to put some letters in between your numbers or submit it like Drummer, maybe. It might work if you submit it like Drummers. But I have not seen yours. So far, we got Daily Close Contest, go, go, go. We got Fahid, Tom Sellerscote, Tyler, and Drummer. And recognize this is your first message that I've seen. Oh yeah, and Dave. But yeah, nothing from you. And we are on live chat, so. Sometimes YouTube discriminates, man. Oh, I was supposed to do this. I was wondering why it looked weird. Here. Waterfly, Pete, Tom Sellerscote, Waterfly, Tyler, Tom Sellerscote, Josh, Tyler, Waterfly, 00, Waterfly, Drummer, Tyler, Drummer, Dave, and you. And this is the first message from you. So you gotta get fancy with it. YouTube, for some reason, is not a fan. Anybody else? Anybody at all? You guys got 1 minute and 8 seconds remaining on the clock to get your guesses in for the daily close contest. Anyone can participate. Only one will win. Potential prize goes up to $100 every single day. It's a ton of fun. Make sure you smash the like button. Subscribe if you're new. Appreciate you guys for being here. Happy Monday. Happy Labor Day. Let's take a sip of the chai latte. Bitcoin 109, 180, and 6 cents. There you go. Recognize. I got you now. $119.508 and 69. I like it. Dave said I had to put it in twice before you could see it. Yeah, I don't know. YouTube is weird, man. I don't know what it is. I like to think that there's people that work at YouTube that are just like, watch this. they like all put money on Tyler every day. They like make sure that nobody else. They're like, oh god, this guy's gonna be close. Delete that one. Make sure it doesn't show up. Waterfly coming in with 100K. I'll get you in a second, Waterfly. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Let's get Waterfly's guess in there. Waterfly 100K. Oh, it is 109. I got it. I got you. I got you. Recognize. My bad. Okay, 109, 508, 69. All right. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for participating. Zero said, I don't know if it was you recommending a coffee company. I like, probably, but I'm not drinking coffee. I've been drinking chai latte, and it is the Stash brand, and it's delicious. But coffee-wise, oh, shoot, I think Seattle's Best is the one that I've been drinking. Before that, though, there was Kona, the Kona brand. Oh, my gosh, it's so good. All right, let's sort these bad boys. We got Recognize. Coming in with 109, 508.69. Yeah, if you guys ever see me type yours in wrong, speak up in the chat, because sometimes I'm retarded. 109, 169 for Mr. Tyler. Tom Selleck Scope. Coming in with 109, 150. So I did my interview today with the creator of Strike Finance, 108,999 from Fahid. Not Gahid. Super cool dude. I didn't know this, but apparently before he got into like developing, he was gonna be a tattoo artist. He was a tattoo apprentice, which is sick. That's pretty cool. Dave 108,990.54. Drummer 108,787.69. And last but not least, Waterfly. I'm gonna put it at 108,550. Represents 100K. What shirt today? Today I'm wearing Minecraft. I don't remember the last time I wore this. It might have been like 2-3 days ago. This is the first day where I threw on a shirt and I was like, I don't give a shit. It's one of my favorite shirts, so it's pretty sick. Yeah. I gotta flip it for you guys, but just imagine it's mirrored. This is the shirt that I wore to the Christmas in July party. And my Uncle Cecil, he's like this buff, old black guy. Coolest dude in the world, dude. I love Uncle Cecil. He walks up to me and he points at my shirt and he goes, "Who are those guys?" Like I was a little kid. I was like, what? I was like, this is from the Minecraft movie. It was so funny. All right, guys, we got 1 minute and 40 seconds remaining on the clock. Bitcoin getting a little bit pumpy here. 109,233 and 31 cents on the price. Exciting stuff. You may be retarded, but you are retarded. Thank you, Tom. You said, oh, the interview? Yeah, dude, the interview was so sick. It was a lot of fun. It really was. I wasn't expecting it to be fun, if I'm being completely honest. I was expecting it to be, like, mechanical, but it was genuinely, I enjoyed it. I had a good time. And it feels like the first thing that I've done where I'm eager to, like, edit it and put it out there because I feel like people will actually want to watch it. Even if it's not a lot of people, I'm proud of it. It's probably the first thing that I've done that I'm like really proud of. All right, guys, we got less than 1 minute remaining on the clock. Currently, Tyler's in the lead. Bitcoin 109 at 276 and 86 cents. Are we going to get enough of a pump for Recognize to take it, or enough of a dump for maybe Tom Selleck Scout or Fahid to take the win? 109, 269 and 98 cents currently on the chart. It's getting a little more pumpy. I don't think there's enough time. We shall see, though. We shall see. What are you guys thinking? We got any takers? $109, 263, 56. 20 seconds left on the clock. A little bit of a wick at the moment. Oh, turning red. Oh boy. 13 seconds left. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations, Tyler, on your victory. Bitcoin daily close 109, 237, 42. 109, 237, 42. 109, 237, 42. Congratulations, Tyler, on your victory. Ladies and gentlemen, spam the bananas in the chat. Is that how you spell actual? That's such an ugly word. Have I been spelling it that way this whole time? I had to type it out again. It didn't look right. Congratulations, Tyler, on your victory with a guess of 109, 169 even. That last minute change. It's definitely a benefit to yourself. Clear the board. Ladies and gentlemen, spam the bananas in the chat. Bitcoin getting a little red after that close. Transition to the 4-hour time frame. Congratulations, Tyler, once again. I really like that wick. I really, really, really like that wick on that 4-hour time frame. Mr. Tyler, yay! Congratulations. Transition back. Tyler now has 32 wins. Wow. All right. Add Tyler to the winner's Google Doc. Oops. The first win of September. Congratulations, Tyler. Ladies and gentlemen, can you spam the bananas in the chat? Not seeing enough bananas. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, can I get a drum roll, please? I'm going to take full responsibility for the winner of today. I'm sure you guys know why. The winner of today's daily close contest with a guess of 109, 169 even, and an actual Bitcoin daily close of 109, 237 and 42 cents on September 1st, 2025. Mr. Tyler's prize is a coleslaw hot dog, which actually looks like some kind of a kielbasa or bratwurst, but it said hot dog. So congratulations, Tyler, on your victory. Feel free to cut this bad boy up, split it with your family, with one of your 12 children. Pick your favorite, whichever one. Maybe give a little bit to your wife so that she can continue to do the wife things. And maybe give a little bit to Fahid as well, because he's closing in on your tail. You want to fatten him up so that he can't do shit. Congratulations, my friend. Whatever you do, you are legally obligated to remove it from the premises. Congratulations once again on your victory. I swear to God. I literally was looking and I was like, I'm going to pick another hot dog, dude. I'm going to pick it because hot dogs are classic. And in my brain, I was like, Tyler's going to win today because I'm picking a freaking hot dog. And that's exactly what happened. That is exactly what happened. Every single time. What if I said my neighbor would be offended by that? Why? I get it. The panini burns on the bun are a little iffy. I'm not sure about that, to be completely honest. Also, it looks like there's beets on it, maybe? A little funky. I don't know. I'd probably try it. I don't know if I'd ever order it on purpose. Congratulations, Tyler, on your victory. Ladies and gentlemen, as the market is indecisive about what it wants to do after that brilliant daily close and the victory of Mr. Tyler, who is currently sitting in the #1 spot on our daily close contest for the year, which, by the way, will ensure you an additional prize. If you do wish to participate, there's plenty of time for you to catch up and wipe that grin off of Tyler's face and steal all of the glory and the glizzies for yourself. So please participate, subscribe, smash the like button, share the stream to increase your odds of winning, whatever you do. I love you. Let's go through some news articles. We got Trump Organization officially discloses Bitcoin holdings on its balance sheet. Tom Lee said we're about to witness a huge market rally. It's going to be freaking sweet. I thoroughly enjoy this gentleman. I don't know what it is. He's got like a Johnny Bravo vibe, but also not. So, I don't know. I enjoy his face. I prefer him to Saylor, I will say that. Michael Saylor says Bitcoin is still on sale. I don't know. Maybe that was the wrong way of terminology. I thoroughly enjoy Michael Saylor. I feel like he's the right person to lead us to victory. And he's got some bomb-ass quotes. My favorite quote from Michael Saylor. And he says a lot of junk, you know. He rambles. But my favorite quote, the most coherent, badass quote I've ever seen or heard from him is Bitcoin is the exit strategy. I thought that was the coolest shit. What if I said, does Tom turn you on, JJ? No. Quite the opposite, actually. There's a turtle effect that occurs. This is the opposite of being attracted to somebody, for sure. It's like, I don't even know what you would call it. There's something non-sexually comforting about his face. Michael Saylor, he kind of frightens me. I'm not going to lie. We got Metaplanet buying another 1,009 Bitcoin worth $110 million. They now hold 20,000 Bitcoin worth $2.15 billion, which is freaking crazy. President Trump says India has offered to cut their tariffs to nothing. Let's go. Secretary Bessent says President Trump might declare a national housing emergency in the coming months. I'm not entirely sure what that would do, but if I get a house out of it, then I'm all for it. Metaplanet acquires another 1,009 Bitcoin, bringing their total to over 20,000. We got Strategy holding 632,457 Bitcoin. Mara Holdings, whatever XXI is, Bitcoin Strategy, their standard treasury company. Bullish, Metaplanet, Riot Platforms, Trump Media, CleanSpark, and Coinbase. Wow. DJT owns more than Coinbase. That's actually insane. What if I said, does Tom turn you on Fahid? Why Fahid? What did Fahid do? Recognize said no way. So jealous, Tyler. You lucky son of a gun. I was totally tits craving on NASCAR Meyer that looked like that. Yum. Marty Party also posted Treasury Secretary Bassett has indicated that President Donald Trump might declare a national housing emergency in the coming months, as reported on September 1st, 2025. This potential move is aimed at addressing the ongoing housing crisis characterized by high home prices and a supply-demand imbalance, with Bassett suggesting actions like standardized building codes and possibly offering tariff exemptions on construction materials. The declaration would expand executive powers following Trump's precedent of 9 prior emergency declarations since taking office. I'm genuinely curious as to what his plan is with all of this, like national emergency stuff and executive order and stuff like that. Because there's the conspiracies that he's going to try and stay in office longer, and I don't know if that's going to happen. I really don't. I think that he jokes around about that because people run with it so much, but it's going to be interesting to see how it turns out. Regardless, I hope my bags pump. I will say that. Next, we got another post from Marty Purdy. Global liquidity must expand between 2025 and 2027. More than $50 trillion if sovereign debt matures. Policymakers cannot allow collateral values to unravel in core or shadow markets. That refinancing burden requires liquidity. Expect $10 trillion in new liquidity and crypto market cap to expand with it. I that makes sense, genuinely. It really does. What if I said he has no plan? He's extracting from Epstein and never showing taxes and more. Pump my bags, man. Just pump my bags. There's nothing I can do about it regardless. Pump my bags. President Donald J. Pump be with you. He rambles about them all day. Tom and Michael turn Clint on. That's funny. I haven't seen Clint in a minute, man. He totally disappeared. I miss him. Colin Talks Crypto posted yet another chart which suggests a year-end Bitcoin top. The bottom line in the chart shows the US 10-year, US 20-year, or is that US 2-year? I don't know what that is. Treasury spread in a log downtrend with an upper trend line that marked 3 of the 4 past tops. It's odd how it completely missed the 2017 peak, but it does look very on track in the current cycle to match the other 3 times it touched slightly past this trend line. Note, I added an additional trend line to the original chart, which touches the very tops of 2013-2021. This provides a channel, which I shaded in dark red, to show a range of where the top could land, basically right around the end of 2025 or beginning of 2026. Interesting chart, if nothing else. Original by In Codes We Trust. See his whole thread in the quoted post below. Okay. I'm not entirely sure how to read this, if I'm being completely honest. Bitcoin value in comparison to something. Cool. All right, we got Tech Dev posting the Holy Grail chart, everything you need to know about where we are. This is the same chart that he's been posting. Oh, we got a Tech Dev newsletter. That's great. I'm glad I just liquidated my entire crypto portfolio. Waterfly said, wasn't he promising to overturn and replace Obamacare? What happened with that? Didn't he promise to end Russia-Ukraine? Yeah, that's still in the works, even though he talked to them and then he was like, I'm not doing this anymore, and he completely removed himself like 2 days later. So I really don't know what's going on with that dude. It's become comical. It really has. Taylor said, so I was playing real life. What is RL? Rocket League. That's what it is. I was a Rocket League guy, and I hear congratulations, Tyler, and I was like, oh shit, that's me. Okay, don't tell me that you're not watching. That's fucked up. I guess you could listen. I'd take that back. You can listen. This is very podcastable. Cointelegraph posted a solo miner mined Bitcoin blocks 912,632, earning $340,000. A solo miner, by the way, is a dude. Just a random dude with a Bitcoin miner. It can be 1, it can be 5, it can be 10. It is somebody mining Bitcoin by themselves without contributing to a pool, a mining pool. So $340,000 reward is freaking insane. Congratulations to that guy. That is also I've noticed the Bitaxe miners, because I've been looking at them. I think they're cool. The odds are literally like 1,000,000 to 1 for you to actually win, or 1 in 1,000,000 for you to actually like get Bitcoin out of it. Otherwise, you're just running it and paying for electricity to run this cute little Bitcoin miner on your desk. It is actually labeled as a lottery miner because you do not get paid unless you are awarded a block. So, all right. Next, we got update. Bitcoin closed August with a negative return of 6.49%. Will September flip green? Majority of the times August was red. Let's see. Red, green. That's 2 green. Red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nope. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 4 red versus 1, 2, 3, 4 green. Great. It's literally 50-50. Half the time if August is red, September's red. Half the time if August is green, September's red. So it doesn't matter. There's no way around it. We're possibly gonna have a crappy September for Bitcoin specifically. Tyler said, I was listening. What the F? LOL. I'm on. At least wears off. I mean, he's been upset at me for a long time. I couldn't tell you where he is. Not that he even really attended anyways. Cointelegraph said Ethereum co-founder Joseph Lubin, which by the way, never even heard of this guy until like a week ago. I don't know who the hell Joseph Lubin is. How many co-founders does Ethereum have? Was there like 30 of them? It was Leonard Skinner. Says ETH will surge 100x as Wall Street adopts staking and DeFi infrastructure, predicting Ether will flip Bitcoin as monetary base. That's adorable. Honestly, I would like to see them try. I really would. I welcome the competition. I think that there's a disconnect when you start talking about flipping Bitcoin and you're like dead serious. I think something's wrong in your brain. But maybe it happens. Again, maybe I'll be the idiot here. I will happily be wrong. Because that means alts would go crazy. Because then everyone would be like, oh, whoever's number one can easily be dethroned by superior tech. So then everyone's going to bet on the next flipper, the next number one. And it's always just going to be a recurring flipping crazy mess. You know what's going to be number one? You know what market cap is going to exceed Bitcoin? Probably Tether and Circle. Tether and USDC. Those are both, I promise you, going to flip Bitcoin. And everyone's going to be like, oh my gosh, there's so much potential for all of this money to come into the cryptocurrency market. It's never going to come to the cryptocurrency market. We're probably going to capture, at the end of the day, on average, maybe, I'm going to give it 5 to 10 years. We're going to have 10 to 25% of the altcoin market cap, if we're lucky. Because people are going to use it to buy eggs and milk and pay their rent and shit. They're not going to be worried about trading crypto with it. It is going to be the same exact thing as cash. How much circulating cash is there in comparison to the cryptocurrency market cap? That is how much of stablecoins we're probably going to capture. Maybe on a different, like a curved scale, because stablecoins started as crypto, but they're going to very quickly evolve into just cash, digital cash, because they can double the monetary supply, or even more. They can probably 10x the money supply without actually affecting inflation on paper the way that it's measured right now. Anyways, Cointelegraph also posted over $2.1 billion worth of tokens to be unlocked in September, led by SWI with 184.22 million, and ENA with 60 million, Aptos with 47.79 million, Layer 0 with 47.46, Arbitrum 45, Pump Fund 34, Velo 27, C 27, Gito Labs 22, and Starknet 15.9. Zero said the great collection, right? All right. Then we got US ETH ETFs recorded a total net inflow of 3.87 billion in August, while Bitcoin ETFs saw a total net outflow of 751.12 million. Tom Sellerscoat said, so moral of the story, buy stablecoins, good investment, they're going to go up. I do that. That's one of my favorite memes One of my favorite crypto memes. The one of the parents being like, I bought this America coin and it hasn't changed in price. Do you know what's going on? And it's like USDC or something. This US dollar coin. It's so funny. All right. Congratulations, Tyler, once again on your victory. Enjoy your coleslaw hot dog. Athena's USDE crosses 12 billion market cap in August. This is going to be the next big stablecoin, apparently. Everyone's talking about it. We got the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index is now back at fear by the dip. Let's actually go take a look at that. The stupid one that I don't like. It is neutral, actually. I'm assuming this one is different from the one that they're looking at. This drives me crazy, dude. Neutral yesterday 46 is 46 fear. Yesterday was fear. Okay, so yesterday it was fear, today is neutral. So let's see how quick we can flip. Also want to go check CoinMarketCap because I like theirs. CoinMarketCap is in fear. Let's go. Okay. And alt season has officially been lost once more, which I didn't expect to last long, if I'm being completely honest. I like that it's this random M coin. I like the single digit coins. They kind of crack me up. We got BM, bowel movement. Let's go. But yeah, alt season index sitting at 47. Interesting times. We got 3 buy signals in a row. Last time this happened, Bitcoin went parabolic. History will repeat. We got a triple back here. Blast off. That also looks like a beautiful inverse head and shoulders. This kind of has inverse head and shoulders vibes too. It's small. You see it, the left shoulder, the head, and then the right shoulder. Ooh, I kind of like that. We are rejecting right now though, which is bad. But we did that kind of back here. No, this one got a breakout and then a rejection. I don't know. I don't know. I guess, hold on. This got a breakout and then a rejection as well. Whoa. Am I tripping? You guys see it? What is this on? Oh, it doesn't tell me the time frame. Damn it. Let me see if I can replicate it. I want to go to the daily. I want to go to a clean Bitcoin chart. Be clean, 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 clean. Okay, that's as clean as it gets. Zoom out. What am I looking for? Double top, and then that top. Okay. The run up before the double top. Yeah, right here. They're probably on log scale. Shoot. Are they? Yep, they're definitely on log scale. Okay. So, right here, you got left shoulder, head, right shoulder, breakout, retest, confirmation. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, breakout, retest, confirmation. So if I zoom back in to explain, do you see it? Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, breakout, retest, confirmation. I zoom in so you can see this one better because it's on a smaller scale because way more money at play up here. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, breakout, retest, confirmation. Ooh, I really like that. Come on. But it's on log. I don't like log. Let me get out of log scale. Okay, it looks the same. That's totally fine. I don't know. Am I cherry picking? Absolutely. Do I care? Nope. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, breakout, retest, confirmation. Let's hope that's what's happening. I also, this is on the daily. I'm liking the RSI. It looks very, very coiled up. Like this is coiled up, ready for a move. As soon as it gets above that moving average, it's probably gonna go crazy. Yeah, look at this same thing. Consolidates, got above it, and then went nuts. Consolidates, got above it, and then went nuts. I really like where we're at right now. I'm not gonna lie. That's your daily dose of copium from JJ. Dang, I should have opened a long earlier. No. Hindsight is 2020, guys. Don't trade with emotion. Also, don't let me trade at all. I've been god awful at trading lately. Bitcoin currently trading at 109, 245 and 42 cents. Next. We got this one cracked me up earlier. I literally like laughed out loud. Soon they will figure it out. Bitcoin is a Ponzi scheme. No. The banks don't have my money. I know. That one cracks me up, dude. Manny Vera said, did I miss Ando recap? No, you did not. I'm going to start the Ando recap right now with your arrival. I went over it briefly earlier, but if you guys ever want me to deep dive, feel free to mention it in the chat. I will happily do so. What if I said don't trade with idiot from earlier? I mean, I'm not going to call anybody an idiot, but there was definitely emotional connotations, emotional undertone. You know, I get it. I was that guy. Once upon a time. It sucks. It sucks being that guy. Otto, currently trading at 87.91. You got to break below your 90-cent line, and you seem to be dancing around your midpoint level in between 84 and 90. It's finding support, which is nice. I would call... Actually, I like that for your midpoint. Let's actually measure and see if it's close. It's pretty dang close. Manny Vera said, what do you think Ando will do on the 3rd? Is that when the thing goes live? See, that's the problem, is a lot of times those events, those releases, those upgrades, those updates are always sell the news events. That might not be the case. Eventually it's going to not be the case for something, but majority of the time that is what happens. You do have oversold on your momentum wave, which is good. That signals a brief, quick recovery. You got it here. You got it here. You got it here. Each time resulted in upside. And here. Upside. Right here, it's way, way oversold. Look at right here. Steep upside. So keep an eye on that for sure. Let's go look at this one. Look at that. This one right here, the steep one, was the bottom. Pico bottom. So, not financial advice. That might happen again. Just have fun said, yo, what's going on? Just have fun. Guys, don't forget to smash the like button. I really appreciate you guys being here. If you guys hit the like button, it goes a long way. It really helps the channel. We're trying to get to 2,000 subscribers before the end of the year. So, I thoroughly appreciate it if you guys could share the stream. Share it on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, wherever you can go to share something. Share it. I would thoroughly appreciate it. But not too long ago, literally 15 days ago, this thing was overbought. Actually, it was overbought down here. What the heck? So you were overbought, got a head and shoulders, played out, textbook, beautiful, beautiful execution. And then over here, you got another head and shoulders. But I think that the bounce off of the neckline right here invalidated it. So technically, your target at the downside is not going to be as steep. It might still hit that target, but you don't have the structure there anymore to justify that target. Zero said multi-streaming. Not yet. I did for a short period of time. So I don't know what happened. I was using Stream Elements and it was working totally fine, and then it stopped working. Like something was up. I couldn't stream to Twitter anymore for some reason. It was working on Twitch. I think it worked on Kick. It got funky. And like every day when I get ready for the stream, it just added like a whole nother layer of BS for me to have to put up with, and it wasn't working, so I just uninstalled it. But I should definitely look into it. There's a paid one. I normally go through OBS for all of my stuff, so if I use a paid one that doesn't allow me to like funnel it through OBS, then it's gonna screw up my whole thing, and I'm gonna have to change everything. Which, you know, could work, I suppose, but I'm one of the many people, majority of society, that doesn't like change. So I just got to figure out how to do it through OBS directly without the BS. Whatever happened to Stream Elements, I don't know what was going on with that. I'm sure I could get it to work again. It's just a matter of sitting down and doing it. But yeah, we got a nice wick here indicating some buying pressure. Bitcoin has that same exact wick, so we'll see if we get a bounce here at our little midpoint, which seems to be 87-ish. So otherwise 84, 84, next target to the downside. You are not technically oversold at all. You were sitting right around 40 on your RSI. So I kind of like the wedge shape though. I'm liking the little wedge potential. So we'll see if that ends up breaking out. And yes, TA does work on the RSI as well. Outside of that, you are in this larger wedge, which we pointed out all week that usually the first move in these are the fake out. Now, I could make the argument that this was your fake out and you are going to the downside. I don't want to make that argument though, because that's bearish and we're here for copium today. So I would call this your fake out and then hopefully blast right past everything and head on to new local highs. But we'll see what comes of it. There's still an obvious uptrend on the longer term time frame, going all the way the heck back to September. So it's a shallow uptrend, but it is still an uptrend. If your uptrend is too greedy, too fast, then it's not going to hold up. But this is a nice calm uptrend, so there's potential for it to hold up very nicely. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, what's interesting is I was looking for that waste management pattern to play out way the heck up here, but we're kind of getting it right here. I don't know if I don't know how big the W can be, but the M would have to retest that neckline, which I don't think it can. Maybe 80. I'm gonna put that on here just in case, just for fun. Okay, 80, oops, 0.8. Yeah, let's see if we get a bounce off of that, if it goes that low. Outside of that as well, you do also have harmonic potential here, so, which could actually perfectly send you to that 80 level. I don't know, there's a lot of confluence, for sure. All right, Bitcoin. I was definitely wrong about my August 30th fractal breakout. We've literally only gone sideways since then. Congratulations, Tyler, once again on your victory. Enjoy your coleslaw hot dog. Let's get back to our news articles. Altcoins have never been this oversold, not even during COVID, peak bear market, tariffs and trade war, and this time it's not even bearish. Capital is simply rotating. Get ready for a mega alt season. Hell yeah, I'm ready. I am so ready. It's ridiculous how ready I am. Mustache posted, Altcoins ETH Bitcoin has broken out of a descending broadening wedge that had been forming for almost 3 years. Think about it. We got breakout retest. Looking good. Potential number go up. Question mark. Then we got 2 more. We got Golden Cross on others BTC. Last time this happened, Altcoins pumped hard. This time won't be different. We got others Bitcoin 2025 cross. Others Bitcoin 2017 cross explosion. So we're waiting on the explosion on our end. And last but not least, that reminder for this week. Today, U.S. markets closed because of Labor Day. Tomorrow, we got August ISM manufacturing PMI data. Wednesday, July JOLTS job data. Thursday, August ADP non-farm employment data. Thursday, initial jobless claims data. And Friday, August jobs report. So, a lot of stuff going on this week. Always stuff to keep an eye on for sure, especially when it comes to crypto. Make sure you guys stay safe out there. Don't click on any suspicious links. If somebody invites you to a Zoom interview, make sure it's on a dummy computer that you can throw away. Huey said, that has no access to your crypto, by the way. Huey said, just admit you don't know where it's going. I mean, we're going to speculate every single day regardless. That's what we do. Nobody knows. But I can tell you over time, it's going to go up, which is why we're here. Cheers. Happy Monday, my friend. Happy Labor Day. Delicious. I had a Baconator last night. And then I had another one today because there was a buy one, get one for $1 coupon. Oh my gosh, dude, it was so good. It was so delicious. Definitely recommend Baconator from Wendy's. All right. Chewy said up or down, I'm a genius. But he spelled genius wrong. He said, I'm a gen ass. I don't know if that was on purpose or not. Bitunix is at 0.87%. Arrow is at 0.0, which apparently is green. Sui's at 0.29. Sol is at 0.11. Let's go take a look at total 3. Let's see. I really want that purple line to hold. It does look good. Let's see. This is wrong. So we haven't even touched our previous all-time high, which is 1.13, or our current all-time high, which is 1.16. We haven't gotten anywhere near that, so that's interesting observation. And then total 2. Baja said, what's your gut feelings about all this red? Typical. I think it's typical bull market. A 20% pullback for Bitcoin, which is very, very par for the course. Even 40%, honestly, in a bull market for Bitcoin would put 20% would put Bitcoin around $98,000. So the overall trend is still up, and the trend is your friend until the end. Even on total 2, which is the entire cryptocurrency market cap excluding Bitcoin, this is an uptrend. We haven't done this yet. We've been doing this. The trend is your friend until the end. This is up. Up. This is down. Down. So when it's going up, that means number go up, which makes us happy. Sometimes there's red in between, and it sucks, and it always sucks. Tom Selleck's Goat said 98 is where the 50-day is as well, which is bull market support. I like that. I like that target. I really do. I mean, I don't like it because I don't want number to go down, but sometimes number has to go down. It's an unfortunate truth about cryptocurrency. Let me show you guys as well. Just Bitcoin on our time frame. Let me go to like the, I guess I'll go to the daily. Zoom way the heck out. So previous bull market. Where the hell is it? Back here, previous bull market. You got, let's say we're right here. Maybe we're right here. And, you know, we haven't started alt season, but we got incredibly overbought on Bitcoin, which I do think is the case. No, actually, look at that. It's not even overbought on the daily. That's crazy. So let's say we're over here. This is where we're at currently. This pullback right here. And this was not news driven. There was no big event here. No collapse, no nothing. That was a 30% pullback down from wick to wick. 30%. Alts probably went down 50-60%. Right here, mid bull market. This one, 25-24%. This one, 17%. This one, 26%. This guy, 50%. This one, 22%. And then leading into the bear market, we went down another 50 and then kept going. Another 60. So the trend is your friend until the end. We got uptrend, downtrend, uptrend, downtrend. This is like a sideways, choppy, up-ish trend, I suppose, and then downtrend. And what's crazy is the bear market didn't even last that long, especially for Bitcoin. You had like less than a year. What is this? June let's call it this right here. 30K. June 2022 to October 2023. So there's a little over a year for you to accumulate Bitcoin at these lows below 30K. And if you would have done that, you would have minimum 3x'd your money today. So the potential is always there, man. You just got to pay attention. You got to listen. Unfortunately, it heavily involves suffering through like mental anguish of just watching your money get pissed away. But it is paper losses. Paper losses do not come into play unless you sell. Now, that's also a double-edged sword because you could literally hold through an entire bear market in that way. But as I just showed you, the bear market doesn't last that long. Typically. That is, if you believe in cycles and stuff, you know, I don't know what's going to happen next. Everyone always says this time is different, and it never is, so who knows, man? No one knows. Like Chewy said, nobody can predict the future, but I don't know. I feel good about it. There's no euphoria. There's no retail. The government's adopting. It's the same story that it's been for quite some time. It's just people are getting louder. People are getting fed up. You know, they've been holding for so long. And another problem is, I feel like the loudest people, the most damaging to the community, aren't even in that big of a loss. And it's because instead of dollar cost averaging way the hell down here during the bear market, and potentially being up 200%, they waited. They probably bought back here, watched it drop. They're like, shit, I bought the top. It's over again. We didn't even get to an all-time high. Sold right here. Watched it do this again. Bought again. Watched it do this. Sold right here. Shit, I bought the top. Bear market's over. We didn't even hit a new all-time high. And then now they're getting ready to buy. Or maybe they bought that Pico top and they're so extra sensitive now that it dropped 5%. And they're like, oh my gosh, it's doing it again. And they're getting really emotional and worked up. They're probably slamming their shit on their desk like they're 5 years old. And their mom told them no, they can't have a brownie or something. That's how the market goes, man. It doesn't matter if you're a veteran or not. If you are emotionally unstable, you're going to struggle. So you got to take care of your mental health. That's important. That's number one, man. Because if you win all this money, what are you going to do with it? And if you're fucking crazy and you have no relationships with the people around you because you were slamming your hands on your desk, staring at your laptop, spending all your money, you know, your kid has no lunch because you're spending their lunch money and shit. You gotta make sure that you have something to work for. What if I said, can I have brownies, JJ? Of course. Dude, I could go for some brownies. That sounds so good. I'm gonna get that pan that makes them all edges. It seems like a gimmick though, but dude, I buy some gimmicky shit sometimes. I can't help it. The marketing works on me. It really does. Tom Selleck said, I'm gonna buy the top and sell the bottom. Exactly, man. That's exactly what happens. It really is. It's kind of adorable in like a sad way. It's very depressing. Congratulations, Tyler, once again on your victory. Enjoy your coleslaw hot dog. Ladies and gentlemen, I do believe that this is where I love and leave you. We've been going for a little over an hour and a half, so I appreciate you guys for stopping by. Don't forget to smash the like button, share the stream with anybody that might enjoy it. We're trying to get 2,000 subscribers before the end of the year. I think we can do it. I think you guys can do it because you guys kick ass. But anyways, as always, if Bitcoin starts to do anything crazy, I will hop back on. Otherwise, I will see you all tomorrow. I appreciate you guys for stopping by. Smash the like button on your way out. Subscribe if you're new. Happy Monday. Happy Labor Day. Good night.